Hey guys, what's up? We are in the kitchen today and we are going to can some beef because we have way too much stew meat from an older cow in the freezer, and stew meat in general isn't very tender. If it's from an older cow, it really isn't tender. So the one way that we tenderize it is we can it. I already have a lot of regular salted canned beef. So what I'm gonna do today is we're actually going to season it and add some things to it to make it into filling for our beef chimichangas. So I have about 6 pounds of stew meat here. I have a bowl of small chopped onions and red peppers from our Carmen peppers out of our garden last year. Those were one of our favorite ones. And then I have some seasoning that typically I put in the chimichanga filling. And I think that was missing the chili powder today because I didn't realize I didn't have any, so instead I just used a very slight sprinkle of cayenne powder and some paprika, and that'll have to do. You guys can see my pressure canner behind me. That's how we're gonna do it today. We're gonna pressure can it. I'm gonna start by putting probably 1/3 of a cup of peppers and onions into each quart jar. We're doing it in quart jars because we are big eaters and our toddlers are big eaters, so quart jars just work better for meal type items. So about 1/3 of peppers and onions in the bottom of each quart jar, and then we will top them off with the stew meat. Then I'll put, I'm not sure how much seasoning I'm going to put in. I'll probably have to feel that out and let you guys know after. And then I'm going to top them off with some hot water, some boiling hot water, and that will be used to thicken them up and make a gravy when I take the jars out to use them as chimichanga filling. And then we're going to throw them in the pressure canner. So what I ended up doing is I didn't have enough beef to fill all 7 jars that will fit in my canner. So what I ended up doing was I ended up just filling the jars just full enough so that there's enough beef in there for us to shred up for one meal. And then the last 3 jars that I didn't have enough beef to fill, I just dumped their peppers and onions in 4 jars that I did fill. So we have 4 full jars of beef chimichanga filling. That's 4 meals, and that's 6 pounds of beef not in my freezer, just sitting because there's no way I can tenderize it quick enough right out of the freezer to make a meal for this household. So next we're going to do our seasoning, and I'll probably just split this up evenly between the 4 jars. This also has garlic in it, very finely chopped garlic, cumin, paprika, and just a little bit of cayenne pepper. We have a few people in our household that do not do spicy foods, so when I'm using spice, it's very little. Alright, so I found myself a helper and I went back and made more seasoning because I definitely did not have enough made up. So I went back through, made more seasoning, added more seasoning to the jars, and now we're going to put some really, really hot water in the jars and we're going to put the lids on and throw them in the canner. They will be in the canner for 90 minutes at 10 to 11 pounds. It can vary and it can go back and forth. That's perfectly fine. And then we'll pull them out and take a look. Alright guys, so this is how they look. Canned meat never looks pretty. That is one thing you'll have to get used to if you're not used to canning your own meat, is it just does not ever come out looking pretty. But we are eager to try these. I'm sure they taste great. And I will let you guys know how they came out taste-wise once we get the chance to try them. These will go on our pantry shelves, and we will have a really quick beef chimichanga filling to thicken up and throw into some tortillas and eat up. And it'll be a nice convenience meal. And thank you for joining us. Once again, please subscribe, share, let all of your homesteady friends know, or non-homesteady friends, because we like to encourage self-sufficiency of all styles, types, and levels. And we will talk soon. Happy homesteading!